sunny, but lots of smoke in the sky again. There's actually warnings now, which there was before, but I guess people are being even more cautious at the moment. And what's going on today? How about this one, where apparently there's some kind of, I guess, drone management system here? This one says, BW announces launch of NEOFIX. You know, in the US, there's going to be introductions of mandatory remote ID, so maybe the timing of this correlates with that. It says the digital data sharing system aims to enhance uncrewed aerial flight safety and to drive economic growth by positioning Northeast Ohio as an industry leader. Baldwin Wallace University's Technology Partnerships Initiative, in collaboration with ATA LLC, has launched the Northeast Ohio Flight Information Exchange, a digital data sharing system designed to enhance drone safety, starting in Cleveland and Cuyahoga County. NEOFIX provides real-time awareness of ground policies, infrastructure, and activities that may impact flight operations, enabling state and local public safety agencies, government entities, drone pilots, and the public to provide crucial information, promote transparency, and ensure a high level of safety and accountability in drone operations. So they make it sound like almost anyone can access, I guess, the details to see who's flying where, and if there's something important where you shouldn't fly. Is this the closest thing to a quote, I guess, regular civilian traffic light per se? Because I even said, in terms of over-the-top regulations and stuff, it makes more sense for basic traffic management, like how we deal with the road and everything like that. And it says, filling the gaps of unlocking potential. Our goal with NEOFIX is to create a centralized hub for flight information that empowers responsible drone use and enhances situational awareness for both operators and public safety, said Stuart Mendo of Baldwin Wallace University's Technology Partnership Initiative. And they also say you could get things like weather information, I suppose, so you can assess the information. So it makes you wonder with things, for example, like the mandatory remote IDs coming out in the US, would this be appropriate where everyone has to use this? You have to register every single drone if they want to do this like autonomously and all that? Or should it be kind of like how things like roads and stuff are managed? It depends on what you're using and how. You're not going to make, for example, people riding bicycles to get driver licenses and all that. All they need is basic information and traffic management of what's going on. So let's see how this goes, I suppose, but this will be more common as the deadline approaches, like in the US again, for things like the remote ID. And this was a crazy read. Apparently people use a drone to capture this, where there was this cable car that for whatever reason got stuck, and it had a bunch of teachers and students in it. Can you imagine being stuck there? Just look at that video. I can't imagine. It seemed like everyone was calm for the most part. Now fortunately everybody was saved afterwards. It says they were stranded for over 15 hours, so that's a good thing. But again, that's nuts. Can you imagine being stuck like that? I think the only time I've gone to stuff like this is when you go hiking or skiing, for example, up in the mountains. And not surprisingly, they were saying how some people, they're just terrified to go on this now and they just prefer to walk. I could imagine afterwards. And with all the news of the smoke and so forth, there's kind of an interesting, I guess, video going around online where, because of the wildfires in specific areas, people are being blocked off from, I guess, going in or going out. And in some cases, I guess people are alleging that all they want to do is bring in supplies to help people, but the police, like the RCMP, they're refusing to do so and not really giving them a reason. So that's kind of interesting. So this one here says, North Shuswap Police State, shelter-in-place orders now being enforced for locals of Lee Creek, Scotch Creek, Celesta, Magna Bay, and Aglamont who stayed behind to protect their homes and properties from the government arson attacks. So they're claiming basically this fire was, let's just say, created by an accident or something like that, not natural. That's what they're alleging anyways. And it says, those who return to their property by boat, as all roads have been blocked and manned now by local police or officers imported from Vancouver. RCMP and conservation officers are parked on driveways and at gates, preventing residents from leaving their properties. Unable now to help each other and have virtually no access to food, water, or fuel. So that's where these videos come in, where some people are trying to, I guess, drive in various supplies, but they're being denied. And when asked why, the RCMP or police officers, they just say that's just the way it is, so it doesn't make sense. And they're trying to, I guess, even negotiate with them, saying, well, they'll just drop the supplies, for example, near in front of them, someone else could drive, pick it up, and they'll go back in since they're already in the territory, but they still refuse to do so. So it's kind of interesting.
We need the funds.
I have friends with trucks that are right here in Scotch Creek that can come pick up this equipment. So literally cannot get over there. Why are we wasting these resources right now on this?
That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
What would you think is going on in this situation? There's just not a lot of trust right now between, I guess, people and government and authority figures, I suppose, when it comes to things like this, it seems like anyways. And I guess videos like these don't help as well. So let's see what happens here. That doesn't make sense to me, honestly. I mean, in terms of the supplies, they could just give it to the cops and the cops can just put it, I don't know, in front of the road or some of that for the people that are already there to actually get the supplies too, huh? But that is weird for a police officer to kind of say, I don't know, that's the way it is, when you ask them specifically like why you can't go in. That I find weird personally. Alright, see you guys later.